So why exactly did I start my first couple businesses? Well, when I was 15 and a half, just a freshman in high school, I was kind of upset with the amount of allowance I got a week because I was a big icy, Slurpee fan, and so there was always a 7-Eleven, and I wanted to go there, but, you learn to save money, and you find that you can actually spend money a lot faster than you were getting it. And so I asked my parents for, a higher allowance, like anyone would, right? And of course, my parents tell me, hey, if you want more money, get a job. But at the time I was 15 and a half, and you can't get a job anywhere because you have to be 16 in a lot of places I was looking around at. And so I was, sulking. I went to my Deca advisor. I kind of vented, and I was saying, hey, I really need more Slurpees. And, what he said was, hey, what do you love? And I went, well, what are you talking about? That's so random. I was like, I play sports, I don't know. And he just said, what's a hobby that you love and maybe, you like to do more of that you just never really had the time to. And I talked about how, I was really into art, and I was really big on abstract art as well as a lot of graffiti art. And so I was doing a lot of that, like on my own. I was always drawing in class. Yeah, actually don't do that in class, focus in class. But no, I was doing some of that, and so my advisor was like, hey, why don't you turn that into a business idea? And I said, how could you do that? And so he started stimulating and, investigating into this a little bit more. He asked me a lot of questions, which led me to come up with this idea. And he helped me figure out, a pain, a problem that's in the marketplace, quote unquote, which was the school. And I realized, hey, all these different organizations are buying their t-shirts from multiple locations. And, their prices aren't bad, but not all clubs have a very big, amount, a huge bulk of t-shirts that they needed. And so in this case, what if I bundled it and I said, I draw for you, which I wanted to do anyways. I'd be able to draw the design for you and order the shirts for you for a price that's a lot cheaper than what you would be able to get online. And so I targeted schools specifically. My Deca advisor was awesome. He helped me talk to a lot of the club advisors and introduced me to a lot of them so that I can actually make the deal. He gave me a lot of reading material, and which actually led me to be a huge reader of all the different online blogs and like things like TechCrunch, all the news. I was actually really never big on reading the news. I never wanted to watch the news in the morning. I thought that was an old person thing to do. And next thing you know, he showed me some really, really awesome articles that really piqued my interest, which led me to want to go and do more research on them. And so, next thing you know, I started my first company, and then my second one actually came about because I was taking a marketing class in school, and I was part of Deca as well, and so I got to see all these. I got to talk to a lot of, business professionals, and they told me about how, they wish that there was, market research out there that was more targeted to their specific product or their service. And, that led me to come up with this idea, and I went back to my advisor, and I asked him, hey, could you help me with this idea? What do you think are the downsides of this? Because a lot of times, we get so tied up on one idea that we don't want to hear what could be potentially wrong with it. And so, I asked him a ton of questions, and he asked me a ton back. And so I went home, and I had to go think about it, whether this was a problem that, was just bad communication problem, which is, easy to fix, or if it's just the whole concept is just flawed, which is a lot harder to fix. And so that was one of the biggest things that I had to, almost, battle through in my head, is just whether this idea would be feasible or not. And to run through it, what's the overhead I would need, and how do I even get started, right? And so I did a lot of research. I Googled a lot of things. I learned how to incorporate through Google and all that great stuff. And this all came about because, Deca was able to, motivate me to do this. And that's the thing, once you're motivated and you have the passion to do something, you're going to work hard for it. You actually do things without people even asking, right? How many of you guys like music, right? How many of you guys want to play guitar all day and just sit in your room and, write some music? No one tells you you have to do that. You do that because, you love it and because you have this liking to it, right? And so that's the same concept. Once you get into your first startup, it's almost like a natural high. You just can't get enough of it, and you want to keep going. And so all I can say is, right now you're in school. You don't really have much responsibilities in life. We're just going through school. We have our families. We have, a lot of the luxuries that, maybe when you're 28 you won't have. And so take advantage of that. Everyone around you is considered a connection who can help you. Go talk to your deck advisor, go talk to your neighbors, go talk to your parents, go talk to adults that, you see. And just listen to their stories and listen to how they came about. And the thing is, a lot of times people have these connections that they'd be willing to, offer you. And so you never know until you ask. The worst thing that you can get is someone saying no. And, you just move on and you keep going. Just don't get discouraged. And things will go, in the right direction. Just gotta try.